Zoë4Life Productions.
Jin is here, man. We got Eric on the line from the Bay Area. E, what up, man? Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Sway?
Doing okay, man. Say what's up to Jin.
All right, top of the morning, Jen. How
Yo,
you doing,
good morning,
sir?
Eve. Good morning, brother.
Hey, man, I just really want to give you, real props, bro. I mean, we out here in the Bay, Sway from out here. I know that you've been out here.
Yeah.
I network with some of the same people that you do, Team Zoe.
Yes, sir.
So I actually watched the video that you had did, and man, I think you know which one I'm talking about. And I looked at you in a whole different light, my brother.
Thanks. A bit of backdrop. I'm gonna share with Sway and everybody here. So Team Zoe is this collective based out in the Bay.
Okay.
They got like a little like a spot in Oakland, right near the airport. And if anything, it's like a performance space, a recording studio. But the guy that kind of envisioned it is a pastor, Pastor E.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is, he be on social media, just connecting with young people who want to spit, who want to record, make videos, and then they go out. He flies them out to Oakland, puts them in like a spot to stay.
Wow.
And
Pastor E?
Pastor E. So, from the Bay. You should connect with him. Pastor E.
We got to make that happen.
Yeah, Team Zoe. Yo, thank you, Eric, for calling in, though, man. So I wasn't raised in a particularly faithful or, religious, household. My parents, they were just hardworking. If anything, they taught us to believe in hard work, being good people, and just surviving. So that's the thing about my story, is that there wasn't much, spiritual influence just throughout my upbringing. I think from what I did get was just what I would see on TV. So what I knew about God, what I knew about Jesus was what I saw on TV shows, what I saw in movies. And there was one crucial, element was God did place an amazing person in my life, and that was my aunt, Aunt Kathy. And she did put me in vacation Bible school when I was young. And that was fun. Every summer for about 4 or 5 summers, I would go play with these kids. We'd sing songs, go to the park, swim, and just have a good old time. But little did I know that what was really happening was these seeds were being planted in me. As I got older, I kind of strayed from it. It slipped my mind, those years and those experiences. Got into junior high school, and that's when things really just kicked into a whole nother gear. I fell in love with hip-hop music, hip-hop culture, and from that point on, it pretty much dominated my life, particularly when I made the decision that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I would say junior high, I knew that already. It was planted deep in my heart. By the time I was in high school, it was just my whole existence was for hip-hop. Particularly, I'm gonna get a record deal. I'm gonna be a worldwide famous known rapper. I'm gonna get the recognition, get the money, get the girls, get the house, get the cars, take care of my family, and that was my agenda. But first and foremost, it was about me. It was all about me, and it was always about me. And I started doing the freestyle battling thing, and that was a big part of my identity too. Winning battles, just continued to fuel that self-centered ego that was slowly becoming a monster that I didn't even realize. By the time I turned 19, I had graduated high school. Due to a series of events, I moved from my hometown of Miami to New York. I ended up appearing on Freestyle Friday on BET in 2002. And I won on there multiple times and signed a high-profile, recording contract with Rough Riders Records. Now, at that time, it was the biggest thing to me because I grew up listening to Rough Riders. So to me, it's like I'm about to be on the same label as DMX, Eve, Swiss Beats. It was like a dream. And not only that, but it was like a dream becoming a reality. Everything that I spent all those years chasing, it was coming to me. The recognition, the fame, the stardom, the money, the girls, the props, in full force and rapidly. And I think that was when it started to really get out of control. The ego, the self-centeredness, all these things were just feeding it. And looking back on it now, I think that God was already working in me at that point. He was always present from the VBS to the Rough Rider days, and his presence was always there, but I may have ignored it or just not even paid much attention to it. And this is where things went downhill. As fast as I went up is as fast as I went down. And what I mean by that is the turning point was when my album dropped. You know, I was touted to be the next big thing. You know, everywhere I look, everywhere I turn, yo, that's the first Chinese rapper. And nobody's ever seen that before. He's on DMX's label. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be big. You know, look at all the Chinese people in the world. If he buys, you know, if 1 out of every 10 buys his album, he's good, right? And basically they pushed me up. I let them push me up. And then when things kind of got pulled from under me, and it was time for the fall, it was the hardest fall ever. My album dropped, and you know, by industry standards, you know, it was a flop, and I think I let that hit me too. I wasn't even looking at it from any perspective other than the world's perspective and what the world was telling me. Jin, your album flopped, it's over for you. And I let that get to me, and it really did. And so I'm like, okay, I'll just do the battling thing. I don't need hit records. I don't need record sales. Even there, battle after battle after battle, just losing. And not only like kind of losing, but getting demolished, you know? But I thank God, because I really feel that I learned more, and my character was defined more from losing battles than from winning battles. And I think, to summarize, the thing that I'm thankful for the most is God gave me these things, you know, the fame, the fortune, the money, all these things that I thought I acquired on my own. He gave them to me, and I'm thankful for that. But what I'm even more thankful is that he stripped them from me, because all those things were the things that were kind of drawing me away from the Lord, even though he was blessing me with these things. And the moment he took them away, it's not like I turned right away and was like, oh God, I need you now. No, I still went back into my own world, and there was a dark time in my life where I questioned my identity, I questioned my existence, I questioned my self-worth. And but God, through people, picked me back up, through his grace, through his love, through his mercy, picked me back up. And I think for the first time in my life ever, I understood what gratitude was, true gratitude. And I also understand what grace is. I understand what mercy is. And I also understand what true love is. That unconditional love that's not based on your performance. It's not based on how well you're doing. It's not based on anything other than the fact that God loves me. And, you know, currently, my greatest blessings are my wife, my child, my family, and everything else I feel like is just, you know, extra added bonuses from God. And for the longest time, that thing that I couldn't let go of, be it, you know, my failure with the recording industry, my failures with the freestyle battling, you know, God allowed me to let it go. And as soon as I let it go, you know, and I started responding like, okay, God, I see it. Use me now. The moment that I made that decision, it's been on and popping. But the beauty of it is that I don't find joy, and I don't find my worth even in that. You know, it's not in the music, and it's not solely in the music, and it's not solely in the performing. You know, the sole source of it is God. So I'm excited to see how he will continue to use me, and I just thank him for his continued love, grace, and mercy. My name is Jin. That's my testimony.